When you tell me that you need me.
Yeah, 64 litres, really useful box.
Yeah.
So that's
It's an IUB.
so this is a battery powered jet pump. No, power washer.
Yeah.
And you that's how we're going to fill this up.
Sulfates, magnesiums, so the good and the bad.
Would actually be good to do a test of water that's near the shore and water out of the wind farm.
And tap water.
And tap water, yeah, that's all right. That's the baseline.
Could just run water filters in here.
All right, wicked. Good work, Andy.
You're knocking on the door that I'd lock down.
Well, I'm most sceptical about water quality.
Yeah.
We're in the English Channel. There's really good things I've heard about it. You know, the Channel Islands, they're making salt and things like that.
It does smell funky here in the marina.
Yeah, marinas, sewage runoff, all of those kind of things that affect water quality. But if we get 10 miles offshore, we're halfway to France.
Yeah. May as well go the whole way and have a glass of wine.
Some French water.
Yeah.
And it's getting the balance right between filtering the things we don't want without actually filtering out a load of the salt.
Yeah.
So we end up with like a tiny amount of salt for the amount of water we've collected.
Granted.
Which would be disappointing.
Spare rib. Well, do you just reverse off here?
Yeah, you got to give it some.
Yeah.
You got to commit.
How are you guys? Haven't really said an awful lot. Andy had a very good idea about seeing if we can get some salt and see if we can dry it out at the farm. Maybe we might be able to give people experiences being able to create their own salt blends with the stuff that we grow in the market garden. We don't know about that yet. The first thing we can do is try and get some salt water and see how much it takes, just see what the process is like. Worst case, we'll end up with a good bit of our own salt. Best case, we'll be able to share that with lots of people. Very impressive.
Oh, believe me,
And we're off.
I threw away the key. Along with my pride, I swallowed it down.
Old OJB. It's been a while. I don't remember being so blue at the bottom.
It was October.
Yeah, nothing looked blue, everything looked grey.
Oh, the people say that I'm a machine, a robotic thing with no real feelings. But
So let's head out to the wind farm
remind me
and beyond!
what it means to be human. 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 See the static, no attachment. With computer screens for eyes, they're all dried out. But in the attic, there's some magic. It's hidden away for the day that it'll be found out.
Wow. Oh, cool. Nice one, nice one, nice one. Look at this. Do you know the official name of this wind farm?
Rampion.
This is the Rampion wind farm. It's...
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, that's scary. That's like, whoa.
Oh, yeah.
It's wobbling as well.
It is wobbling, isn't it? We are 8 miles off the coast of Brighton. As far as I know, this has enough power to power 2 Brightons with how much energy is created here. What Tractor told me in the marina is that this has accidentally become a bastion for biodiversity. Because of these pillars, you can't bring your fishing trawlers through here. So actually all under here is all kinds of new organisms and crustaceans and stuff I don't know the words of yet that are growing here that have been stripped out before because of fishing. Obviously this is not necessarily where we want to get our salt from, but this is a good marker. You come to Brighton, you'll definitely be able to see on a clear day this wind farm, and it goes all across the Sussex Bay area. So we're going to go out a bit further to try and get our salt. So away from the sewage at the shore and go a little bit further out for our salt. So where we're looking down there, that is 4 more miles. But unbelievable. Really hard to believe it.
You do get a massive tide that comes up here from the Atlantic and down again. So
Right.
it's bringing in all the fresh water from the Atlantic. So
Yeah.
you're not getting kind of stagnant water as you might get in a much smaller sea. It's a huge tidal range.
Is this why Brighton, Sussex Bay salt is the best in the world?
Could be. Could be.
We'll find out once we've got some. Right, to beyond the wind farm, let's go get some salt, mate. When we thought about getting a farm, this wasn't necessarily the first thing I thought we were going to do, but there are some great examples on YouTube. I'll show you this lovely guy in America that's building these nice little wooden shelters, which I think we can do with the little poly. I've got some poly sheets we've got up. And then there's a very exciting video. If we get good at actually getting enough salt out of the water, woo-hoo-hoo! The Japanese, they know how to do it with bamboo. 9 times bamboo infused salt, and it's the most expensive, apparently the most delicious salt in the world. So I'm quite excited about that as a secondary process, if we can get it going.
I think your first filter's 10 microns.
Okay, yeah. Woo! It's happening.
It looks salty. It looks salty.
This is foamy because it's coming out at max power. Oh, it's definitely chop suey out here. V1, 10 micron filter onto a bucket. That's it, mate. First batch of salt. Bye bye wind farm until next time. Back to Brighton. Back to Brighton we go. Go on then. Ooh, I don't know if I'd call that 30 litres, but certainly 10. Yeah. Oh, heavy. I'm glad we didn't fill this to 50 litres. We need to get that caravanning thingy that I had in the woods. It's a fair question to ask. At 8 miles off sea, whose water is it that we put in that container?
I think it's British territorial waters for 14 miles.
14 miles. I think there's another 200 miles thing if
Yeah.
you go up towards Iceland.
So many countries and nations would be less than 20 miles from each other. So
Yeah, probably if we did it at scale, we'd probably need a license or something like that. Not for our home brew, not for our first pass.
maybe you get a quota. You know, you can only take 500 tons of fish out without
Yeah.
a commercial license.
Yeah, maybe there's a limit of how much seawater you can extract.
It's all the seawater. They get really, really annoying.
Alright. It was splashing louder a minute ago, which makes me think, oh,
Every bump.
there might not be much of it left. Oh, that's a big splash. Here's Brighton. Still got quite a bit. Little polytunnel.
Certainly gives it more airflow, doesn't it?
Could do.
Would it create the heat and the airflow?
We're going long black trays. £5 each. 18 quid for a pineapple plant. It is a pineapple plant. Oh, I want that once we get the polytunnels. We're getting some pineapple plants. The other thing we have to think about is transport costs. Well, it's a 27-mile journey from the coast to the farm. It's best part of 200 miles, 30 of those being on water. So there's some carbon emissions that are coming from that. Then there's the plastic container we put the first set of water in, the funnel, the filters, and now the tray and the polythene cover that we'll put it in. That is all there is. On this hill is probably where the last bit of water just splashed out of the container. Hopefully there's still some in there. Car is drenched, but we've still got enough water in there to do the experiment. And if I get the trays at the hungry caterpillar that wants its salt.
It's absolutely perfect.
Yes, not bad actually, is it? We get 3 trays in there, that's not bad at all. Should we get the water and just do it?
Well, next, so shall we raise them up? Can we raise them up?
You raise me up. We've got the runners, slightly elevated. Let's try. Let's go get the water.
Yeah.
So we're going coffee filters. So our guess is that we get
Either 500 grams.
4 litres for 100 grams. So we might get 200-300 grams out of this.
Between 250 and 500 grams.
Half
Half a packet of a Malden.
Half a Malden.
It's half a Malden.
It's enough for a few meals. It's enough to keep you going.
Oh, well, that's the thing.
Oi, it looks like we're farming. That polytunnel makes it look like we are farming. Oh, are you trying to... Okay.
Trying to get it to go. Start.
Oh,
It's
wow.
slow. It's slow. But we've gone straight for the 0.5 micron filter.
I see. So we skipped a couple of filtering steps.
But we're getting that's proper now filtered water. It's just going to be a slow old process.
I can just raise it up at this corner. Let's move on to... I mean, if we weren't in a rush, this wouldn't be bad. This is just pouring through, it takes 20 minutes.
The more you've built, you know, obviously this on a frame, so you don't have to hold it, you know, all of that
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
just makes it easier and easier and easier.
So today is the 13th of September. The key question is, does it take 1 week, 1 month, 1 year in the British September, drizzly October?
It almost feels like it's either going to take a month or we're screwed. Because then it's just going to be cold and damp for the winter.
It could be a pine roast finish on our salt. There's the roof. Just put a little stabiliser underneath it. It's under here. And in a week, maybe it'll be a bit better off. Hopefully. A bit less water.
Jack's designs look like it had 1 or 2 of these in. They look pretty small.
2.5 litres, 2.5 litres, 2.5 litres, 2.5 litres of Sussex's finest 8 mile out to sea salt water, and we'll see whether we get 100 grams from it. See you guys next week and we'll find out.